Welcome to Adventures with the Sage Zee. This one's going to be titled Exploring the Underdark. I have successfully conned my party into going deep under the earth to find out what horrible things live down there. So in this session, we will start at some point relatively close to the word lost.
Lost? I thought we were following a giant cat. How did we get lost?
It's been a while. Normal people from above ground get turned around and confused really easily in the Underdark.
But we're not lost unless the cat is lost, no?
A good point. You've been following the giant lynx with its kind of unusual silvery coat for quite a ways.
As long as it leads us to a master drow stone that Bear Direct doesn't get to go near, I'm all fine. Don't worry, dude. I'll give up giving you shit about that probably in another 6 months.
We'll
Oh,
give up on that as soon as one of us fumbles our balance check and drops it in a river or something.
it was pretty close
fair,
last session. Yeah, I was like thinking to myself, gosh, where's Cornelius gonna go if he slips? It's like, bye bye, henchman. And he gave away he sold his magical trident that let him breathe water. So I was thinking, oh, dude, you're fucked.
Fine, as long as you have enough wizards, somebody's gonna have a spell that can fix your problem.
Okay, so I'm going to summon you to the correct board. It's just taking me a moment. Okay, I have summoned you guys to the game board. Alright, so listen closely, adventurers, as we recount the storm of chaos you've unleashed in your journey across the treacherous lands. A maelstrom of violence and magical prowess that's left a trail of devastation in your wake. From shadowed ruins of Phaeton, where your blades and spells fell to no princeling, you carved a bloody path through the desolate Howl Moors, pursued relentlessly by the Knoll Rangers, their howls echoing at your heels. Undeterred, you pressed on to the edge of Bullywug Swamp, where your arrival disrupted the sacred spawning holiday, drawing the ire of the swamp's croaking denizens. The Bullywugs hunted you mercilessly, their spears claiming the life of impious Hastur, Theron's loyal brownie cohort, a loss that still weighs heavy on some of your hearts. Yet amidst the chaos, a mysterious guide emerged. The Silver Lynx, a creature of prophecy spoken of years ago by the enigmatic Kinhasbeth Herodotian. It has led you past a brutal ambush of aquatic odors at the swamp's murky pond. Their hulking forms no match for your combined might. Through a hidden cave you descended into the Underdark, a labyrinth of ancient tunnels beneath the world. For hours, the lynx has guided you unerringly, its massive form gliding past countless intersections with an uncanny certainty, as if drawn by some unseen force. The journey has been long, and exhaustion begins to creep into your bones, all feeling the weight of the endless march. You suspect rest will soon be necessary, but hope stirs as the tunnel begins to incline upward, a faint promise of the surface above. Okay, so the lynx has disappeared in front of you guys.
I guess good thing he chose to disappear in a hallway instead of an intersection.
Yeah, it looks like there's a bend in the hallway just in front of you guys.
I don't know. I see like a lot of water.
Click on your token and it'll zap you to where he's standing.
It's a very small chunk of map that we can see right now.
Yeah. I just have, oh, there we go.
Everyone can take at least one move action. Oh, who's going to be running Vixen?
I don't mind.
Okay.
Good, I was waiting for you to volunteer.
Yeah, I already got two, so.
Ditto.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is I need to hurry up and get myself a cohort so then I can also declare that I can't run other people.
Yes.
It's the smart move.
Does Vixen have a spell book written down or is it on her sheet?
I'm working on it.
Okay.
Oh, you already have full access to her sheet.
I have her sheet, but not her spell book.
Let's see if she has one. No.
being a sorcerer, it's
no.
more about just spells possible, right?
Yeah, she only knows a few spells. Is there no spell book on the sheet?
There is. I just wasn't sure if that's what she was using or if she had a handout.
No handout for her.
Don't know how he keeps track of these.
Who's saying he does? I mean, doesn't
Well,
he
it could
really
just
just
be
cast
he's
magic
just
missile and
casting
fireball?
magic missile a million times and not paying attention to it. I think I figured out his system. We'll see.
Yeah, he didn't. Well, you know what? That's an interesting point. Is he gets to choose what spell he casts with his casts per day. So I guess he's just marking down if he used it.
Yeah,
Okay.
we'll make work.
I mean, Vixen's pretty straightforward.
Yeah. It's,
Step 1, sing. Step 2, cast magic missile or fireball as appropriate. The end.
Okay, you guys can do a full move again.
You know, my new rule, tank's got to move first.
Oh, we found the links. Oh, well, that doesn't look
Okay.
ominous or anything.
The dank, earthy scent of the Underdeep gives way to a breath of fresh air, a crisp aroma that fills your lungs as you emerge from the tunnel's incline. Before you, an archway of hovering globes of fire casts a warm, flickering glow, their flames dancing in midair. The Silver Lynx, your silent guide, approaches the archway, and as it nears, the globes shift, parting to form a shimmering threshold suspended in midair.
As in like a portal? Or just like an archway to walk through?
You're unsure. It definitely forms an archway that it walks underneath. You watch the lynx as it passes beneath, the massive form moving silently into what lies beyond. Looks like a verdant garden.
A verdant underground garden.
Well, it might be above ground garden. He did say we're smelling fresh air.
You guys can take another move action.
The
Ooh,
fire's still
adult
just
green
kind of
dragon lair?
hanging out in an archway. That is a very large tree. Okay.
Enlarged spell.
Why is the lynx getting
Couldn't get
big?
through the doorway.
Oh, okay. Just caught a glimpse of the
Shrank
lynx
yourself.
expanding,
Yeah.
and I was like, what the heck was that?
Yeah. All right.
Time for the boss fight against the colossal lynx.
So the Silver Lynx exits the cave, bounding across the mossy ground, disappearing behind the massive trunk of a tree.
Now remember, if it starts talking, we set it on fire.
That's a good rule, though the druid might have an issue with it.
You know, the last tree we encountered was not friendly, so...
No, that it was not.
Although I guess it wasn't with these people, but you know.
Gonna move on, Paladin. Chuck's coming when the music starts up.
Oh, it's quite a large, secluded glen we've got going on here. It also looks
This is where the
awful
Silver
like a
Lynx
dead end.
turns into something.
All right, you step through the threshold and a wondrous sight unfolds. You stand at the bottom of an immense hole in the earth, its sheer walls rising hundreds of feet to the surface where a faint reflection of the sun casts a dim, ethereal light down to the cavern floor. At the heart of this chasm grows an enormous tree, a thing of myth, its sprawling limbs stretching wide to form a canopy that shelters a thriving rainforest below. Protected from unkind eyes by the depth of the cavern, this ancient giant hums with life. Vines, ferns, and flowers blooming in its shade. From high above, a small stream trickles into the hole, its water breaking into a fine mist that falls as a constant drip, glistening in the air like a veil of liquid starlight. The Silver Lynx bounds across the mossy ground, disappearing behind the massive trunk of the tree. Moments later, a figure emerges. A woman clad in a silver dress, its fabric tarnished in a mesmerizing cascade of purples, blues, and oranges. The colors blending like the sunset's glow, clearly crafted from some otherworldly, silver-like material. Her presence is both regal and melancholic as she steps forward, Her voice soft yet resonant. "Welcome to my home," she says, her tone carrying a weight of longing, as much as I can call it.
Told you the Lynx was
Thank
transforming.
you.
And she,
So, why did you lead us here?
she's up by the tree.
Yeah, it is not easy to get out of that tunnel, is it?
No.
I think you have to baby step it a little.
Oh, careful, you almost dropped Theron in the drink.
Almost.
Quite a plate mail looking dress, but okay. Well, Bearjack, you have the talkie stick. Go talk to her.
Do you guys all see her?
Yes. Yep.
Okay,
Yes.
good. Just making sure.
Try and move them into a better distance, but I want to. I know it's probably stupid, but I'm going to try and detect evil. Never know.
Okay. What's the range to
That's
the
what I
woman?
Not that stupid.
Let's see. What am I now?
Haven't you ever heard the song?
So it's range of 12 squares, I think.
All right. I'm within 8 right now, so.
All right. She does not emit a sensation of evil. The woman in the silver dress steps closer. Her movements are graceful, yet tinged with an ancient weariness, and she gestures warmly toward the verdant expanse beneath the mythical tree. "Come rest a while here," she says, her voice a melodic echo in the cavern. "I'm sure you have many questions." As she extends her hand, your eyes are drawn to her opulent adornments, each piece a testament to a bygone era of power and splendor. A golden circlet crowns her head, a delicate filigree securing her platinum hair. Her cold gray eyes, sharp and fathomless, seem to pierce through time itself. The shimmering dress, crafted from a foreign metal, dances with hues of purple, blue, and orange, its tarnished beauty catching the dim light. Around her neck hangs a diamond necklace, a chandelier of flawless stones so radiant they could ransom a kingdom, each gem sparkling with an inner fire. Her hands, elegant and adorned, tell a story of their own. Upon her left, a ring of onyx and carnelian swirls with dark, fiery energy, while on her right, a silver ring gleams with a precious blue stone, shimmering with arcane power. It's clear this woman is far more than she first appeared. Her presence radiates an ancient majesty. The magic items she wears, relics that could trace their lineage to a previous age, whisper of a legacy steeped in forgotten lore.
I mean, the way you're describing all of her equipment, it's almost like you're begging us to attack her, which we're not doing, thank you. You can put all the shinies you like on her. She does not seem like a safe bet to go after.
So I will take the.
Detect Evil didn't detect anything, right?
Yeah, no evil.
Damn it!
Probably some sort of Fey Queen. Don't give her your name. You won't get it back.
So yeah, I guess I'll step forward. I'll ask her name, how we can address her, and then ask where we are, what this place is.
I guess she's the strong silent type.
At me, or does she look like she's got silvery hair? Like her hair is metal.
Yes. Her hair is some kind of amazing platinum blonde.
Now, her shadow isn't like that of a, let's say, platinum dragon, or some form of metallic dragon, I'm hoping.
Or Silver Lynx.
Yeah, that's.
I mean, maybe just ask why have we been led here.
Yeah. So I would ask her name. I would ask what the place is, if it's some special place. Obviously, I'd introduce myself. I am Baradrak, and I would mention these are my companions, and we're wondering who you are, why you brought us to this place, this amazing place. I don't know, do you want diplomacy on any of that?
Yeah, go ahead and roll a diplomacy check. She answers your initial question with a calm grace, telling you, "My name is Antramaris." Her cold eyes flicker with an ancient wisdom, and the diamond necklace glints like a constellation in the dark. But as you speak to her, you hear a hushed sigh escape her lips, her expression darkening for a fleeting moment as if suppressing some deep-seated distaste. And she frowns for a moment, her voice lowering to a whisper. Welcome to my sanctum. Unfortunately, though, it was your doom that your path crossed that of Kinhasbeth Herodotian. And all that you are now wound up in is sucking you deeper into his disturbed vendetta with time itself.
Yes, the gnome who has done this to us. Is there something you could tell us of him and help us with our quest?
She pauses, her gaze as distant as if peering into an abyss of history. She says the malevolent gnome has endangered the world with his tampering, and like most lesser beings, he continues to negotiate with a fate set and settled for over 1,000 years. In the beginning, before the making of the world, many spirits were created, and then later clothed in flesh at the world's creation. The firstborn emerged then, frustrated by the raw power of the great spirits, who both carved and shaped the world with profound energies. The gods themselves walked uncloaked among us, their might commanding obedience from all lesser beings. A display that chafed the firstborn, the longest lived of the first ones, the elves, the dwarves, and the ichthyoids, as the tales still whisper. Her voice goes a bit somber, heavy with the weight of memory. She says, even now, children hear stories of the great breaking of the world, a rain of fire from the sun lashing out in a desperate attempt to halt the madness. But it was too late. The ravages of a 10th level spell gone horribly awry ended the reign of the elder races and took the family of Herodotian. They should have known that attempting to cleanse the world of all demi-humans but the elder races would be deemed impermissible by the Creator himself. And so, their punishment is far more terrible. A fate that echoes through time, now drawing you into its shadowy grasp. Her cold gray eyes flicker for a moment with a mix of resignation and ancient knowledge. As you listen to her speak, her voice, though measured, carries a trace of frustration. What I do understand is preciously little, I'm afraid. Every time Herodotian alters the timeline, the area around the change becomes impermeable to time travel, as if the very fabric of the time barrier shifts from a type of gelatin to something more unyielding, impassable for further tampering. And with each alteration, it grows harder for him to manipulate the threads of history. I suspect this is a limit imposed by Mistra herself, a safeguard woven into the weave to curb such reckless meddling. But even for one such as I, that remains indeterminate, a mystery cloaked in the divine. She shifts for a moment, her regal form betraying a subtle weariness, as if weight of her words has stirred an old unease. Her silver ring, adorned with the precious blue stone, flashes briefly, and a chair-shaped cloud materializes behind her, its misty form shimmering with faint arcane light. She settles onto it with a quiet grace, a sigh of relief escaping her lips, as if the tension in her shoulders eases, some unspoken apprehension melting away in the sanctuary of the cavern.
So he seeks to recreate, the spell, or I guess I'm struggling a little bit with what the gnome's doing. What he's seeking to at least harness that ancient spell. Is such a thing even possible in this era, considering it took the might of most of the firstborn to make it in the first place?
She looks at you for a moment and says, "Unfortunately, he and his machinations are what disrupted that 10th level spell so long ago. And part of the consequence was the loss of his family and his children in a violent time loop that originated in the center of the spell. Their destruction is permanent. For most understanding of lesser beings, but he remains in belief that they can be rescued one way or another. And there are many suspicions we have, ranging from him trying to go back and interfere with the spell again, to trying to change how things are themselves. Her voice is steady, yet tinged with the weight of centuries. She leans back in her misty chair, the silver dress shimmering with hues of purple, blue, and orange. And her cold gray eyes fix on you. Before you began your adventures, Herodotian was obsessed with recovering the lost empire of the Ichthyoids. Yet through some unfortunate consequence, all he has accomplished is the raising of the Bullywugs, former servants of the Ichthyoids, to occupy their risen city. With the residual fell magics of the Ichthyoids, the Bullywugs grow stronger, plotting to rule the kingdoms of Oearth by awakening Romanos and cajoling him to return to the prime material plane. This is clearly not part of Herodotian's plans, and I suspect he has been grooming and guiding you, Beardrak, and your loyal companions to undo the Bullywug's rule, a pawn in his larger scheme to manipulate time itself.
So he triggered the bullywugs and is now upset about it and is looking to assist us with getting rid of them.
She nods.
I guess that fits.
I was gonna more manipulate us than really help
But that
us.
does
Yeah,
leave
true.
us at an impasse. Because should we actually fight the Bullywugs, we just play right into his plans. But at the same time, if we leave the Bullywugs unchecked, there's a very real possibility that they'll get enough power that nobody can stop them.
Yeah. Yeah, they do seem to run rampant.
I'm going to use the restroom. I'll be right back, guys.
Okay.
Yeah, I
You
don't
know,
think we have much choice but to deal with the Bullywugs.
I can't help but wonder, do the gnolls and goblins know the full extent of the Bullywug's plans? Because the gnolls are kind of doing their own thing right now, for the most
Yeah,
part.
I think they're enjoying the advantage of the chaos.
Right, but it does make me wonder if the gnolls know that the Bullywugs are planning to summon basically their little demon god to the prime material plane. Because I don't think that gnolls would really fit into the frog demon's plans for the world, if that makes sense. I'm not saying we should make allies, but I am wondering if maybe, again, we could do some more destabilizing that way.
It's not a horrible idea.
Now, turning enemies against each other is...
I just wonder how much help they'll really be.
Well, at the moment, the problem with the war seems to be that the gnolls, goblins, and bullywugs together are too big a threat for Waterdeep to make any headway. So if we can convince even the gnolls to just remain neutral,
That's a reasonable point.
because the gnolls are sort of, I guess, it makes me think, because the gnolls at the moment are trying to set up kind of a noble caste system and all that. I wonder if, because they have that city out in the moors now that nobody really is, that like Waterdeep isn't really interested in. I wonder if maybe sort of an offer of recognizing them as a mini nation would convince them to essentially ignore Waterdeep and, do their own thing. Because they want status and power.
I gotta imagine Waterdeep's gotta have a problem with that.
Probably. But, needs must when the devil drives and all that. It's a thought, not necessarily not necessarily the option we
Yeah.
should go for, but it is definitely an option to see what we can do between them and Waterdeep. I would think that the Gnolls would be the most, I guess, the easiest to work with between them and the goblins, because goblins are kind of very disorganized.
And pose less of a threat.
True.
Okay, I'm back, guys.
Welcome back. I guess the next question for the lady is, do you have any suggestions on what we should do then? Because we can't exactly ignore the bullywugs, but also if dealing with them is playing into Keen Hasbeth's hands, we don't necessarily want to do that either.
The woman's voice is steady, yet tinged with the weight of centuries. Many hands stir the complex interplay of factions, yet some still remember the first stage of this world. My role in this drama is subtle, one that Kin Hasbeth knew from ages past, guarding me like a precious jewel in his bag of tricks. Long ago, I served a wizard named Oberon, one who perished in the rain of fire. He wielded the damask rod of the Elder, one of 5 ancient rods held by the great wizards of old. His instructions to me were simple. Guard this great and terrible weapon until the day the elder races return to undo the destruction wrought against them. There will be some worthy to wield its power, and your role is to keep this heirloom of my kingdom safe until the time of need is great. And so I remain, a guardian bound by duty, watching as the threads of fate weave ever tighter around you.
So that's
Am I the only one that noticed that really didn't answer the question? Yeah.
She gestures and
So-
her ring flashes, and you see food and water appear on the ground between you.
All right, so I guess that's something we have to figure out ourselves. So we're at the same spot we were before.
Shocking, I say.
This damask rod, is that something that is available for us to use to?
For the elder races, we're not the elder races.
Well, the elder races are elves and dwarves and ichthyos. I think we've got. Sorry, got a fire alarm. We got at least one dwarf
And that's it, because Vixen's a half
and an
elf.
elf.
Is Aramilla an elf?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Okay. Close short and
And
ichthyoid.
yeah. Well, and Cornelius is Astamar, celestial.
Yes.
I just noticed that there are about a bazillion skulls behind us. Were those there before?
Wait a minute.
Please don't be taken aback by my collection.
Okay.
Oh, is that the glowing green
Sure.
stuff? Uh-huh.
Yeah, I didn't notice those until just now, but there's, just a few.
Huh. Uh-huh.
Many
Yes.
have attempted to intrude in my domain over the years. You can see that most of the skulls are goblin skulls.
See.
She smiles. None invade my domain without my permission.
Right then. Well, I guess we take a rest and then get ready to head back.
So this whole thing was just a little about some information.
I mean, was it even
Unless that-
information? I feel like she didn't tell us anything
Well, yeah.
other than
Yeah,
don't
I
go
don't-
fight the bullywugs.
Yeah, I don't think we really learned anything extra.
She shows you
I would
the
press the-
location of the damask rod on your maps.
Wait,
Nice.
why? I thought you're supposed to protect it from anybody touching it. Why is she showing us where it is?
Well, I think she was saying that she's protecting it until someone worthy
Worthy.
comes to wield it.
Okay.
I think she's saying that we're worthy.
Either that or we're good enough.
Best best we can do. We'll make do with what
The
we
best
got.
that came
Although,
along.
didn't you say that? Didn't you say that Kin Hasbeth was the one that told us to follow the Silver Lynx, and the Silver Lynx has led us here, and now she's telling us that Kin Hasbeth wants us to fight the Bullywugs? Are we sure this isn't just more of his shenanigans?
Do we really want to say that out loud to the powerful Silver Lady?
Well, no, I'm just saying this in private to Beardrak.
He doesn't come off evil. What about...
Is Kin Hasbeth technically evil?
It's never detected as evil yet.
Fair.
Mm.
There's an awful lot of
Hmm.
bad you can do while hanging out in neutral land.
Yeah, I would hazard a speculative guess that it's probably chaotic neutral.
I mean, he may be evil at this point, but I don't think he started out that way, if that makes sense.
So,
Evil's an easy path.
It is.
just thinking about this, is this... can I sense any motive? Like, can you sense motive to figure out whether or not she's sort of leading us on... based on...
Sense motive is a skill.
the no jackass Kinsbeth there?
Yeah, go ahead and make a roll.
Yeah, how about we call him the gnomish jackass from now on?
You
I think it's a pretty good one.
begin using the ring and you think deeply to yourself. And you come to the conclusion that she is some actor in the larger play, and that this is definitely moving into the province of greater beings and the machinations of the gods themselves. There's often a variety of different gods, all different, with different agendas that are being extended upon the world, and this sounds like a long-lost message that few know of, and even fewer know what is being guarded. If this is what she says it is, it could very well be an artifact from the previous age, and be some kind of requisite necessity for either forging your own path, or either fulfilling whatever legacy this time-traveling gnome is trying to push on you.
Okay.
I guess
Well,
the only
yeah, I
thought
can
I
think of-
have in terms of why we should go for it is because he's
It's
obviously...
an artifact.
Well, it's an artifact, but also he's obviously powerful enough that if he wanted it, he could just go get it.
No, I don't.
Never.
He won't. I don't think he'd be considered worthy enough for to allow him to have it.
Yeah. Some kind of special ward that doesn't allow him to get it.
So I guess that brings to the other side of the coin, where if we go and, retrieve this thing from its warded containment, what's to stop him from popping in and taking it from us?
The fact that he needs us to beat the Bullywugs.
He can still take the rod away and go and leave us to fight the Bullywugs. Like,
He
we
still
do
might
only
not be
have
able to wield
one
it.
stone of time-proofness.
Although you guys still have a gem of a lot of non-linear time.
Yeah, the last time we had an encounter with the gnome, it only protected the person holding it, which is Beardrak. Well, either way, I guess going for this artifact does give us something to do that's not what he wants, because he wants us to deal with the Bullywugs. So we could leave them alone for a little bit longer while we decide what path we want to take, I guess.
Sure. And what red-blooded D&D player doesn't want to go after an artifact when possible?
True.
Yeah, that's a fair question.
So where are you showing it on the map, Z?
Alright, so with the assistance of the woman, I have updated your map to show what your location is currently. So you are currently just southwest of the Dark Forest.
Sounds friendly. And where is this
You'll see it.
rod that she's shown
You'll
us?
see the blue dot. Just a second.
Wow. Yeah, we headed quite a bit to the east.
Guess on the bright side, we're well out of Bullywug reach now.
Rue.
But did she show? You said she showed us on the map where this rod is. Where is that? Oh, all the way up there in the wildlands. Goodness gracious.
I used a cave symbol, but it's she elaborates on the location. She says that there's a waterfall where the lake empties into the river and passes below. At the base of the waterfall, there's a great ravine that's been dug by the action of the water. And 40 to 50 feet below the water level is a secret doorway that leads to the entrance of the inverted pyramid of Oberon. The Ichthyoids
why
were
that sounds
well
familiar,
known
actually.
for creating inverted pyramids for their lairs.
Okay. What? I guess just as another map question, now that I see it, what is that like black tower on the Red Mountain to the northeast of the Dark Forest?
Oh, you've heard stories about that. Some necromancer that lives up in there, according to legend.
Yep.
Seeing as fucking necromancers. Jesus Christ.
Okay, so we know to avoid that.
Would that be this thing you're pointing at, you mentioned?
That little red tower on top of the hill there?
Yeah, on top of the kind of orangey mountain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the one that we've just referenced.
Well, I guess on the bright side, there's an awful lot of space in between that and the swamp. So if we just go straight up the middle, we should be fine.
I tend to agree. I'm going to ask her, part of what we'll end up needing to deal with is this ancient green dragon and the priestess riding it. Any thoughts or help or guidance about that battle?
Yeah, sure. Any weapons, any magical items or spells that you can impart?
The greatest gift I can give you is the entrance to the Damask Rod. If you lay claim to its power, you will most certainly have the experience and capability to challenge that priestess on her green dragon, whether it's catching it unawares in its lair or whatever plans you lay. But obviously a direct confrontation could be tragic.
All right, I guess a question that we haven't asked yet. What is the Damask Rod? Is it a weapon? Is it, you say it's an artifact of great power.
Rod of
What do these powers
absorption, rod of
do?
lurdy might.
It was a rod of great power, wielded by one of the 5 wizards casting the 10th level spell. There are stories of its terrible power.
Would you suggest that we seek the other 4 after finding this, or no?
Well, to the world today, all the rods are lost. I only know of this one.
That wasn't a no.
All right, well, any chance you could teleport us there?
I think if she could teleport us there, she wouldn't have bothered leading us all the way here through the caves.
Hey, you don't know unless you ask.
She smiles. No. That power is beyond me.
Ooh, hold on, thought.
Well, can we at least rest
Try
here
and
under
work,
your
because
protection?
we might be able to do something with that because we have teleport.
Yeah, for sure.
You're welcome. Please rest, refresh yourselves.
Because you said, okay, scrying. Oh no, scrying is aimed at a creature. Never mind. Well, I swear there was a spell that you could use for looking at places.
Looking at
Gotta be
that too.
scrying.
Would that be orbital spy satellite?
Oh, I thought you could use scrying to look at
Starlink.
places. Maybe that's in a different version.
There was one too.
Because yeah, we can use scrying to look at a creature, but we'd need to know a creature that's there, so that's unfortunate.
What about casting an augury?
Druid version refers to a creature that can be any distance away. Get a will save to render it ineffective.
Ooh. Does there by any chance happen to be a guardian of this rod that you're aware of?
Without a doubt, it's protected by many wards, magical creatures, and over the past 1,000 years, it's quite possible that other creatures have moved into the inverted pyramid.
So what's the most powerful guardian that you recall?
Stone constructs that attack intruders that are at the top of the list.
Okay, we can't teleport either because we would need to see it. We can't have it described. There was a different spell that lets you do something based on description. I can't remember what that is now either.
Now this inverted pyramid it's underwater. We would have to travel down 40 to 50 feet underwater to get to it.
That's right, to access the entrance.
Now, if she really describes in detail that waterfall, we should be able to teleport to that, at least with like 75% accuracy.
We could also attempt to use Aramilla's tree stride as our teleport process to get
For
there.
sure. Certainly safer.
A couple people hop in the portable hole, and then she walks from tree to tree, drops them off, and then comes back.
Check what it said. Caster can use it.
Yeah.
If everybody else is being carried in something.
Gosh, can't you guys fly yet?
I mean, fly is a
Yeah.
spell. Let me go have a look at that one.
In fact, why don't you guys discuss? I'm gonna go get a drink. I'll be right back.
Okay. Yeah, since direct teleporting doesn't seem like it's going to work very well, because also teleport struggles with areas with powerful magical energies. I don't know if the rod will scramble that enough to the point where we just can't warp there. Also known as Dungeon Master plot armor.
Tree
Yeah.
is based inside the tree.
But tree stride should work no matter what.
They move into a tree up to one time per caster level. The 10 trees. So one tree is another count moving into one tree.
And, well, there's at least trees leading up to somewhat close to it.
Yeah, worst case is we have to settle for this forest here.
Exactly what I was thinking.
Trees
Now,
that way.
on a
Trees
side
that way.
note,
Best trees 3,000 feet per time.
I'm considering, well, because you do have teleport, right, Andrew?
I do.
Yeah, I only need X amount more hours before I have it. And my thought is at some point I head home to and create my golem, and
True. Oh,
we
I
have
guess there's
a
another
second tank.
option that I just kind of thought of is Aramilla could tree stride up there and take, as many of us with her as she can. Oh wait, no, Aramilla would have to be the one to scry because this is a forest pool. Damn it, we don't have a scrying mirror. Because otherwise we could scry and teleport like the other half up, but Aramilla's the one that we need to do the scrying.
Yeah.
This crime would also only work if this is a natural pool. It actually specifies it has to be a natural one. So if it's a magical or a created artificial one, it might not necessarily work.
I mean, it looks pretty natural, but I guess that would be up to Z. Worst case, we go back into the cave. I'm sure there's a pool of a puddle we can find. But yeah, I think the tree stride probably is the most efficient option.
Yep, I'd agree.
3,000 feet.
I don't
3,000
much
feet
fancy
times
Z.
not that far, not that long a distance though. And I can only do it 10 times, so that's only going to be 30,000 feet. If you knock that down by 3 yards, so that's only 10,000 yards. It's not far. Look at size at map.
Yeah, no, now that I'm looking at that is really far.
Um,
So, horses?
Well, it's more open area, so tends to make sense.
I have returned.
Okay,
Well, I think the first thing we do is rest, yeah.
agreed.
Okay. Gonna set watches.
I believe we're trusting the shimmery lady.
so we're all going to rest together.
Okay. Okay. You wake up the next morning, everybody gets 1 hit point per level. And memorize spells.
In terms of if we are going to go the horses route, how many do we need? 3? Or is 2 still going to be enough? Because,
Aramilla could change into a horse.
okay. How
Therefore,
long
not-
are you able to do
therefore
that
not-
for, though?
Therefore, I'm not requiring one.
Indefinitely, I believe.
I think I can change so many times per day, but there is a duration on it.
Out of our rest Z, how many hours of study do we get?
I'll assume that 5.
That teleport monkey's off my back.
This is true.
Yeah. Now all you have to do is roll 100 when you try to teleport.
No, I don't. Gee. If I teleport back home, I just got to roll below a 97 or less. I think I'm all right.
God, you just jinxed it by talking about it.
No way. I've rolled 2 100s in like the last 3 months. There's no way.
And they both had to do with learning teleport.
No, I rolled it on the strength and I rolled it on the resurrect. Or sorry, the reincarnation. Though I don't know, with 100, I should have been like a dragon or something, but oh well.
flown there.
Next to teleport, there's a hilarious spell that would be just hysterically funny to hit the gnome with. Temporal stasis. Ha! You're frozen in time. Try traveling now. But something tells me he's probably immune to it for some strange reason.
You're learning too quickly.
While second to large creatures 4 times per day.
DM's vicious little plans are being evaluated very accurately these days.
Oh god, he's
That
going to
was-
get more maniacal to try and counter us.
Effect lasts for 1 hour per druid level, so 10 hours, or until changes back. Changing form is a standard action. It's not
Okay,
provocative.
so yeah, you can
Yeah, okay.
shapeshift and for about the same time as my horses last.
Well, I can shape change 4 times per day, but each time I do it, it'll last until either 10 hours or unless I change to something else.
Hey, Z, can I take one of the hours and cast Read Magic on one of the books from the Portable Hole?
Yes, you may.
Okay, I'm going to try one of the 3 blue books from Elminster's Shadow Walker's lore.
Oh, okay. My notes on that go back to a different inverted pyramid.
Indeed.
It's too bad you don't have 6th level spells, Aramela, because transport via plants has no limitation.
I don't know whether that. I don't think I'm not on anyway, so I don't know if 11th level would qualify me for it. Oh no, 11th level would get me access to a 6th level one, but I think I'm way off that. Speed wise, I'm not picking anywhere near it.
It's one of those things that was
I were only just at 10th, I think, when I returned, so it's a 10 grand jump from 10 to 11. I don't think I've got anywhere near that.
Okay. Elminster Shadow Walker's lore is a heavy volume. It's cover bound in shimmering black leather that seems to ripple like liquid shadow under the dim light. The leather is embossed with faintly glowing runes in an archaic dialect of Elven, their silvery blue light pulsing softly as if the book itself breathes with latent magic. The clasp of mithril engraved with the sigil of the 7-pointed star, Elminster's own, secures the tome. Its metal is cool to the touch, yet humming with a subtle warmth. As you open the tome, the pages reveal themselves to be sheets of vellum so thin that they're nearly translucent, each one etched with intricate calligraphy in a mix of draconic, celestial, and common, the ink shimmering with a metallic sheen that shifts from gold to indigo depending on the angle of the light. The margins are adorned with delicate illustrations, with shadowy figures cloaked in darkness wielding blades of starlight, standing against monstrous silhouettes that resemble the ichthyoids, amphibious, tentacled beings with eyes like frozen voids. The text details the lore of the Shadow Walkers, an ancient order of planar travelers who served Mystra during the First Age, tasked with maintaining balance of time and magic against the hubris of the elder races. Elminster's own annotations, written in a sharp flowing script, pepper the pages, offering cryptic warnings about the perils of tampering with time. Beware the ripples, for they become waves that drown the world, and recounting his encounters with Kinhasbeth Herodotian, describing the gnome as a fool dancing on the edge of oblivion, blind to the abyss beneath his feet.
pretty reasonable description, all things considered.
Yeah, I was kind of hoping there would be a spell or two in there, but all right.
Okay, so the most striking series is a series of enchanted diagrams that come alive as you study them. Shadowy portals flicker into view above the pages, miniature illusions showing pathways through the planes, routes to bypass Underdeep's dangers, shortcuts through the astral plane, and even a glimpse of the fields of glory in Celestia where Heronius resides. One page glows with a faint emerald hue, detailing a ritual to counter the magic of the ichthyoids.
Assuming that's likely beyond me right now. Cool.
Fun.
All right.
Book full of illusions, but no illusion spells in it.
Yeah, well,
What are you
only
gonna do?
one of the 3 books.
True enough. All right. So is the decision to use tree travel as much as we can and horse it from there?
I'm not. Tree travel's only 3,000 feet a time if we get an ideal tree. Between where we are, there's a large space where there is no trees.
Yeah, unfortunately, it doesn't seem.
And I'm sorry, you
very-
said 3,000 feet?
3,000 feet, yeah.
Yeah, that's not even a mile. So,
Yeah,
all right.
it's almost exactly 100 miles away.
All right.
I have
Yes.
seen that there is a scroll with transport by plants. But again, I don't know if you've got suitable plants to be able to use that either.
Only we were 11th level. Then I'd have a great spell for travel, but I don't.
You know, Necromancer's Tower would likely get us that experience.
You really want to play with that necromancer, huh?
No, not really.
I believe I have got Death Ward as one of my spell options.
All right.
One other thing to consider for the future is I know Steve was talking about taking more bard levels. If we can get the spell legend lore, that might be able to actually get us those other 4 rods eventually.
Yeah. Or at least give us solid leads.
Oh, wait, hold on. Does the dragon have a description of the waterfall? Because we have a scroll of greater teleport.
You're implying the creature is a dragon.
Or the lady, sorry. I said dragon, I just mean the lady.
What was the question now?
Can she describe the waterfall valley area? Because we have a scroll of greater teleport, which we can go off via a description.
Okay. She tells you it's been a terribly long time since she's been there, but she recalls a lake with loons that make wonderful trumpeting noises near sunset, and with the shadow of the mountains in the background. It's quite beautiful.
What is this, on Golden Pond?
On Golden Pond, yes.
Loons?
That's not going to be a detailed description that we can reliably use. Got it.
Jeez.
I love that on Golden Pond. It's almost as strong as crying with urine.
Almost. All right. Well, I guess it's
Yes,
back to the
land travel
surface
for
and-
us.
You guys could
Yeah.
just walk. That would benefit me greatly in the number of random encounters I can roll for.
We are aware. That's why we were attempting to avoid that.
All right. So what have you guys come across with? You look up
to
at
the
the
surface.
top of the cave and you consider climbing, but it could be quite hazardous. Several hundred feet to the top. And it's just then that a drop of water hits you in the eye and kind of stings more than water should. And there's a wry smile from the woman under the tree. And she says, "It's best not you look directly up because the goblins like to pee in the hole."
Charming.
There's a lot of them up there, and it's kind of a rite of passage. They all, pee in the hole. Keeps our trees and bushes down here vibrant, I must say.
Right. So is there a path through the Underdark that leads closer to the Damask Rod? Because frankly, I don't feel like climbing that. Nor do I want to deal with the horde of goblins that are busy pissing in the hole.
And by any chance, does she happen to know the location of a Master Drawstone?
Just slap all the questions down at the same time.
Okay, so path through the Underdark to the Damask Rod? No. She says that.
Well, that leads closer.
A path closer than where we started or where we are now. How about that?
She does know of one of the ways north, but many of the ways in the Underdark are blocked with terrifying creatures and deadly obstacles.
And where does this way north exit? Right on top of the Necromancer Tower, I'm assuming.
Of course.
No, it exits in the hills to the north, about 50 miles.
Okay. Can you give us directions then?
She looks at you kind of doubtfully.
Or lead us
Does the
out.
Lynx feel like taking a walk?
It could be more dangerous than going over land. She looks at
Yes,
you.
well then, how do you propose we get out of this hole then? We either have to go back through the caves, or we have to climb, and most of us are not monkeys.
None of you can fly to the top?
Do you
If
have
we
a
rest
fly
again,
spell that
sure.
we could use?
I'm sure we have flying spells, but do we want to? No, I guess it's a question of: are we blowing our spells to fly? Are we blowing our spells to try and teleport? What are we doing?
You have a druid.
I can fly up and take a long go, hoist you up, I guess. Depending on how high the hole is.
It's between 200
Well,
and
if the
300
goblins
feet.
are close enough to come by and frequently pee in the hole, how close are we to a goblin-like settlement? Because again, I don't much fancy climbing out of this hole only to have to fight a goblin horde.
Okay, I'm going to circle the area on the map that has the goblins. Hang on just a sec.
Well, we do have a wand of invisibility with plenty of charges.
I mean, invisibility is great, but we also have a paladin and a cleric in full plate.
Yeah.
You can't make them
Okay.
invisible enough.
I drew I drew a red mark around the area that has the goblins.
So everywhere.
So
Everywhere.
there's just goblins everywhere. Thank you.
There you go. Glad to help.
Okay, so here's an idea. If we re-rest, I can memorize a bunch of levitate spells. And we can use the wand of invisibility, make everybody invisible, and levitate up to the top.
See,
I mean,
it's
at
not
that
that
point,
hard.
Aramilla can fly up and drop us a rope. Probably be faster.
Sure.
Do it.
But the other plan
might
was
be-
much better.
The other plan was much more fun, I'm sure. All right, so next question. What's over on this side of this mountain range then?
Stuff. Places.
Not goblins, though.
Indeed. Do we need to see the big map?
Is this not the big map?
No, there's a bigger one.
Oh, goodness gracious.
That's what you know. Oh, hey, I can draw some more, reveal some more. Hang on.
Yeah. And aren't we about where I'm pinging?
I think we're a little bit
Probably.
north of there, yeah. I think we're closer
There we
to
go.
here, aren't we?
Yeah. Well, he hadn't
Well,
revealed
what is
yet. so, you know.
Dragon Bone now?
Yeah.
You can't reveal a settlement with a name like that and not have us go, wait, what's that?
Indeed.
Probably a goblin settlement with a name like that, though.
Am I
I would think
wrong?
our
Wasn't
druid
there
has to have
something?
heard of it. Or not druid, the bard.
See if she's got a knowledge skill for this.
Ooh-huh.
No, she doesn't have geography.
We do have a transport via plant scroll.
Okay. So we could,
Depends how
in
many-
theory, enter an
Yeah,
oak
those are-
tree and warp to the nearest oak tree 100 miles to the north.
Very normal plant, medium or larger. Passing a distance to a plant of the same kind in a single round, regardless of separating the two. The entry plant must be alive. The destination plant need not be familiar to you, but it also must be alive. If they're uncertain of the location of a particular time, you merely designate direction and distance of the plant. I guess it moves to nearest one available in that general direction, whatever, to your destination. Can bring along objects as long as the weight doesn't exceed blah blah blah. You can also check one additional willing medium or smaller creature carrying gear and object to its maximum mode. There are 3 caster levels. So to cast that spell, minimum on a scroll would be 11th level, which would allow 3 additional people only. For anybody else, I guess it'd have to be in a portable or anybody beyond the first 3.
As long as it's
Cast it yourself.
instantaneous, that's fine. The portable hole's got like 10 minutes of air.
Medium person counts as 1. Large person large counts as a 2 medium. And bigger than that counts as 2 large.
What was the end result of how many could move on?
So it would be, well, depends on what level scroll's created at, but to cast that level of scroll, it's a 6th level spell, so minimum caster level would have to be 11 to be able to cast in a
So
6th level
4
spell.
people, and then
So it's the
rest
caster,
is
plus, the caster plus, it says every 3 levels. So 9 would get you 3 for sure. If it, depending on the whether the tools.
Either way would be enough.
If everybody else is in a portable hole, it technically don't matter. Subject to them having sufficient oxygen to last for the duration of the lockdown, and then being able to get dragged out of it.
Yeah, that could even hold their breath for 1 round. That's nothing. All right. Sounds like a plan to me.
if you're good with using the scroll.
Well, it's a scroll. It's a druid thing. It's not like I can
Yeah.
learn from it as such. When I get to
Right,
that level,
and-
I effectively learn it on my list of spells, regardless. So
100%. And, later on, we're going to get access to greater teleport anyway. So why not?
True. And if we hang on to the greater teleport scroll, we can actually learn it.
I thought.
yeah, and that transport one, it's effectively just to be used before it gets destroyed. Because given it's a scroll, it's somewhat delicate and subject to
I agree.
various environmental factors.
Nope, scrolls that can't be memorized should be used. And that's not even a combat scroll, so why not?
All right,
If
you
it
can go
saves
back
us-
to the small map again, Z.
Yeah,
Alright.
all the encounter rolls.
So I'm gonna just read a little bit about the portable hole. So if you open up the sack to the maximum width and place it against the ground or the floor, the throat of the bag shows a narrow mouth into a 6 by 6 by 10 foot room. That's 6 feet wide by 6 feet wide by 10 feet high. There are metal rungs to climb down into the portable hole. The mouth of the sack will only allow man-sized creatures or less. If you
Okay,
detect
well-
magic while the mouth of the bag is cinched and closed, there is no emanation of magic. If the mouth of the bag is open, strong alteration magic can be easily detected by any accomplished mage. You have never closed the bag while you were inside. You don't know what would happen.
Okay, so would we have to close it while going through that?
Yeah, you have to put it in your pocket or something.
Okay, let's, I don't know, find a frog or something.
Let's throw something in the hole.
How about instead we make some knowledge arcana checks, because maybe one of those could tell us what we need to know.
Will you dive when we're locked inside it?
Be full on Schrodinger's cat here.
Because, I mean, according to the DMG, we should be able to, but obviously we're not supposed to be able to read the DMG.
All right, well, knowledge arcana works for me. I'll roll.
There
Oh,
we-
God.
This is
I know
A-okay.
You
nothing.
won it. Yeah, you won it. Yeah, you didn't know it. Yeah, it's
Don't worry,
safe.
I've rolled.
It's safe. You're all going to die, but it's safe.
Okay, hang on.
Exactly.
Yeah, I technically haven't got knowledge arcana. So mine have been untrained roll.
There.
Well, I've sent mine to DM by accident, but my untrained roll was
mine's
higher
too,
than
I
yours.
rolled quite well.
My untrained roll was higher than your one.
Well, don't worry. Tomas nearly doubled that, and Vixen went more than double 14. So somebody should know what's going on.
Wow.
It's just, she's got a 29, or she rolled a 29 total. So, if she doesn't know, nobody knows. It's a bespoke portable hole.
I'm not going in the portable hole. According to my sheet, I've got a bag of holding.
Well, you're casting the spell, so of course you're not.
Yeah, according to my sheet, I've got a bag of holding, so I can't take my bag of holding in portable hole either. Or everything, all
Neither can
fucking world will
Fairtrax.
explode.
The two
Yeah.
of you are definitely not in the hole. No easy way to know what plane it's from. It's a bespoke portable hole. Well, hold on. Wasn't there like a cot in the bottom of the hole?
There was.
Indeed there was.
All right.
Well,
How about
does
Aramilla
someone
uses
test
the
it?
spell? Well, we could just re-rest and I can memorize 2 teleports. Aramilla can take me and whoever else, and I'll just teleport back and forth. I mean, I hardly use my 5th level spells anyway. I've only cast Cone of Cold once.
Or is it because once you've seen that spot, you can teleport back to it clearly, easier?
Yep.
If you spend an hour at either end studying it, yes.
Exactly.
I guess that raises the next question. Excuse me, ma'am. Is teleportation magic work to warp here? Or is this blocked off?
Very reasonable question. I would think we're far enough away from the bullywugs that we're probably okay.
Right, I'm just concerned that the dragon or the lady, keep calling her a dragon, she's a lady. Some concern that teleporting into this spot may not work.
Checking. So you are outside the no teleport zone. She tells you that she suspects that it only has a 50-mile radius around the center of Bullywug Swamp.
Okay.
Geez, now I'm tempted to test what happens in the portable hole, but that's a great way to get my character removed.
Actually, no, you're within the no teleport zone still. Pretty much most of North County is covered.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Okay. So So I don't know. Are we back to the rest and levitate and invisibility?
Do you have a teleport memorized?
No, I just learned it. So we would have to rest again for me to have teleport.
Okay, yeah, I don't have one
Available.
memorized at the moment either. Because I was thinking, worst case, someone goes into the portable hole, tests it, teleports elsewhere if necessary. But I guess if it's in the teleport
Yeah.
zone, we can't warp back to here anyway, so that's inconvenient.
Levitates up to 1,000 pounds, so that would work.
Yeah.
It lasts for 10 minutes, so and it's 20 feet around. How high did we say it was, Z? 200 feet, 300 feet?
Yeah, between 200 and 300 feet up.
So 300 feet, 5, so 15. Yeah, we'd only need 15 rounds, and at 10 minutes, that's 100 rounds, right?
Yeah, 300 feet, we probably don't even have enough rope to climb back out.
Exactly my thought.
Oh, how much have I got?
Every minute, that path through the Underdark looks more and more attractive.
Oh, come on. Levitate's not that tricky.
Portable hole's not that scary, is it?
Well, it's a bespoke portable
wasn't
hole,
until
so
you
I
said
can't tell
something.
you.
Gosh.
All I know is we just need to decide. Because we are spending way too much time trying to figure this out.
Absolutely.
Yeah, analysis paralysis right now.
Exactly.
I has all the spells, sir. What do we do? And it was like, I'm just leaning back. It's like, there's 1,000 ways you guys can skin the cat.
There are.
Well, no, it's more if there's one way to skin this cat, but also none of these other ways work. Well, if you're going for the levitate option, go for the levitate option.
Agreed.
All right.
It's
Fair
just so
enough.
frustrating that one more level and we'd be able to get there super easy.
Well, that's not necessarily true because if we're still inside the no teleport zone, we can't teleport regardless.
Or you could use the plant scroll.
Well, the plant scroll doesn't work because we can't get everyone there.
The plant scroll relies on using the portable hole to stash some of the people in the portable hole. The portable, I can only take. If it's a 12th level scroll, it could take 4 people additional to the caster. But that's 5 of us. But that still doesn't account for any companions and whatnot. Unless they're stashed in the portable hole as well. But if it's in a no teleport zone, then it's a no teleport zone. I would assume that it's still effective with a teleportation spell. It's still listed as conjuration teleportation. So it still would probably be affected by the no teleport zone.
All right. So re-resting.
Does the spell say teleport on it?
Well, I pressed it in roll 20 when I discovered where macro for scroll was. It says school conjuration teleportation. The actual spell's called transport via plants, but the school is conjuration brackets teleportation.
I guess that would be the question of, is the wildlands in the no teleport zone?
Well, we don't know that, but that's one of the ways you could potentially find that out.
True.
It might be that you either get bounced out. If it works, you get into wildlands. If not, you get bounced out at the furthest point on the no teleport zone.
Yeah, so the entire North County is inside that no teleport area. So, as you recall, when you were teleporting in, you were using a magic circle of teleportation, which is a 9th level spell. There was some kind of resistance check between the no teleport spell. As you were entering the North County, it felt like you were pushing through some kind of barrier. And then there was some kind of spell check that occurred, and you guys landed off target. You were trying to go to Theron's Manor in Faytown, and you were off target by some 5 to 10 miles. So you haven't used teleport while you're inside the North County, so you're not sure what the consequences would be.
This is why we need Shadow Walk. It's not a teleport spell. But all right, levitating it is, because we're either levitating or going through the Underdark.
Yep, I agree. And we've got there's 6 of us, right? I count right.
There's 8, because the snake too.
Snake, yeah.
I've lost my
Yeah,
smoke.
but he can just carry the snake. Matter of fact, yeah, I could, well, actually, I used to be able to carry Impius, but not anymore. I forgot he's now a Flind.
He's
Someone has to carry
large.
me is what's happening? Oh dear.
Yes.
Yeah, actually,
Yeah.
he's large, so there's 2 people on
I
that.
think that would save us a spell. That's fine. Because I've got I can memorize 6, so
Yeah, that's fine.
that
My-
should work.
That's hilarious.
Got no idea where my snake.
Yeah, and it's up to 1,000 pounds.
It's green and it's hidden
So-
on a green background. I've got no fucking idea where it is. Quick
Yeah, I mean,
button.
I've got
Yeah,
about
I could
20
even,
pounds of gear, and I probably weigh another 60 or so. So I think I'm
Exactly.
probably fine.
So I could probably carry Vixen. Impious can carry Tomas. So that's 4 right there with just 2 spells, and then just 1 each for Aramella, Beardrac, and Cornelius. And I think we're gold. So I only have to burn 5, so I can actually save 1 slot for something. All right, Z.
Are you gonna
Well,
use your
I'll ask her if it's
invisibility
okay if we
wand on
rest
every...
one more. We will at that time, yes.
All right. Go ahead and mark off all the charges.
Yep.
Is Aramilla going to fly up, or is she levitating up?
Have they needed to rest, or you not? Do you not need to rest to do this? You've already got this available.
Yeah, I do need to rest, but yeah, that would save 1 more spell if.
Well, if you're going to rest anyway, I'll fly up, find a hiding place, and rest up there. So I'm already up, and I'll still be on.
All right, I'll go ahead and use the invisibility wand on her though, so we don't have any issues.
Okay, John. You fly up, and you see what looks like 10 or 12 goblins camped out at the rim of the... Looks like almost like a crater, but it's actually just a hole that goes down. As you come up, you notice that it's almost impossible to see down to the bottom of the hole itself. And there's a trail leading to the north and a trail leading to the south. And it looks like it's well traveled.
I'm frequently around. Well, I guess if I'm still invisible, then I'll just try and find somewhere to hide.
Yeah,
Outside.
I did 7 charges off the wand because I figured the snake can go in a robe or something.
Okay. Alright, so outside of the goblins kind of gathered around the top of the cave, that's about it.
Well, they're in the outside the top of the cave, but it's a well-traveled area beyond outside.
Yeah. You can tell that this is like some kind of stopping point for travelers, perhaps? Are you just gonna, like, perch up there and wait for a while to see what's going on?
Yeah, I'll just perch in the invisible bird form or wherever it is, and just observe what goes on.
You realize that they're filling up their water skins, and they've got a couple mules with them, and the mules are drinking. There's like a stream that leads up to the hole in the ground and then spills into the hole in the ground, and occasionally they chuck a rock down and, see a couple of them relieve themselves off the edge of the drop-off. And then some of them seem terrified of getting close to the edge, and, they make weird religious signs to, defense against good and things like that. And then they begin gathering their possessions after eating and begin traveling north.
Yeah, I'll just take note of direction they're headed. I'll then just wait.
They disappear behind a hill after about half an hour to an hour, and there's no sign of them at that point.
Then I'll just rest in animal form until it comes to an end.
All right, so once the rest is done, I'll go ahead and cast the levitates.
Does that mean we get another 5 hours on our spells that we're learning?
If he needs to rest and memorize spells, it looks like it's a 9-hour break, so you'd have 9 hours to study.
Nice. All right, up we go.
Yep.
Alright, so you guys go up. You realize that you're not going to be very close to the edge of the cave by the time you get to the top. You're going to need like some rope or somebody to pull you over to the land side of things.
One of the things I'll do when it gets nearer to time for him coming up, I'll regain human form, take out some rope and tie it against the tree, and then dangle what I can down.
Okay, you can throw the rope out to people as they come up for them to grab and pull themselves to the side.
Is this going to be something that's going to take about 11 billion skill checks? Should I just make an illusionary hippogriff to shove us over to the land?
No, I'm going to rule that this is simple because you're all levitating.
Okay.
Nothing happens in the meantime. You guys take about 10 minutes to pull all of you to the side successfully. And by then, the spells expire and you're left standing on the rim of the hole. You look down, there's no telling what's at the bottom. It's completely black.
I mean, we know what's at the bottom. We don't want to go back down there.
Okay. So what's your transportation plan at this point?
And for horses?
Yep.
Sure.
Okay.
Shadow evocation for the win.
Oh, this one's conjuration, but anyway. So let's see. Cornelius can summon his horse, and he can ride with Bear Drac. Impius needs his own horse now.
Yeah.
So I guess I'll ride with Vixen. And that's going to take 3 horses, because Aramilla was going to transport or something, or fly, or not.
He's going to
Word.
turn into a horse.
Something along those lines, yeah.
Well, actually, flying would probably be better scouting wise, huh?
Possibly.
Especially if you transform into something, from the area. A hawk flying shouldn't draw much attention.
Or Raven.
Something, yeah.
Okay, so you guys have 3 magical horses and 1 magical heavy war horse.
Correct.
I believe so. Who would have known that Shadow Conjuration is the great travel spell?
Yeah.
Oh, so it's not even. So they're all ghostly ones. They're not even real, fully substantial.
They're 1/5
well,
real,
Yeah, the
but they can
paladin
still
one
carry
is.
the full amount. The paladin one's real. This is true. The horses are as real as you believe they are.
And since we want to be transported, we believe.
How fast the giant? What is the giant to the horse's speed?
Okay.
Let's see.
Gonna roll some dice here. Okay, I've granted you guys permission to use the horses, so don't fight over them too much.
So we'll do this. Oh, I don't have permission to move Vixen, though. There we go.
Okay, I just updated.
So there's our horses divided up.
Cool. Alrighty.
Much more level terrain.
Yeah, planes. Alright, the DM is rolling.
What are we going to guesstimate with Plain Z? About 25 miles a day?
There's a chart in the player's handbook, I think.
Yep, so I'm currently doing some calculations. I would say that we're probably looking at the medium load amount. So we're going off of Cornelius's warhorse, I would assume.
Oh, that's going to be the most burdened, I would think.
Yep, so it's 28 miles per day on regular land. For planes, if it's trackless, it's 3/4 movement speed. So we're looking at more like
21.
21 miles per day.
And we could just round off and say 20 and say it's taken 5 days.
Which is still better than, walking over land. That would be closer to 16 miles, because you'd be hampered by myself and the dwarf.
For sure.
Yeah, we need the courage Mach 3.
Okay, go and move your tokens about 15 squares toward the center of the map.
Oh, hey, I recognize that tree with the torches. Weird, it's almost like there was no hunters around here sometime.
Okay, still working on it. Okay, I'm all set up. Take a look here. Okay, so you guys are traveling pretty quickly, moving roughly north, and you see goblin riders closing in on you from the northeast. I'm gonna go and reveal them. Give me just a sec. Everybody roll initiative.
Yeah.
Alright, Aramilla, you're first.
What approximate direct? I can't see them on map. What approximate to northeast? Outside. Oh, it's getting fog wall, isn't it? Or is that them torch things?
Yeah, you can see them coming.
Oh, we're just going to splatter. Cover I can get in my flying form to fly and land park on something and hide. Prudent ambush. I start tweaking for the lightning stuff.
So I think right now you're mounted. Do you want to stay on the horse, get off the horse, stop the horse? Or are you in horse shape? I forget. Sorry.
I'm travelling either in horse shape with like the others or in bird form like sort of a scout. So I'll say horse shape. We'll just try and find nearest bit of cover.
Okay, go ahead and move your token is, well, if you're in horse shape, you move a range of 60 for normal move and 120 for double move. But you can move up to 4x, which I think is like 48 squares.
Yeah, I can't see any monsters. Can't see any creatures or anything on map somehow, so I don't really want to. I don't think it's because we're zoomed in too much. How does that help? I don't. I can't see no creatures.
See them.
I can see a little torch things there, but I can't see any creatures anywhere else. Unless I'm looking at the wrong part of that area there.
Yeah, you see the light?
Or wherever the light is, there's somewhere scattered in there.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of orcs. Does everybody see the wolves with the riders?
No.
No.
I saw where you were light beaming, but that's just empty grassland to me.
Yeah, so it looks to me,
Yeah.
if we're not lower level and we're not high enough. Oh,
All right, well, you should be able to see them. There you go. You moved a
yeah,
little
I see him
closer.
now. Once I stepped up to that level, I can see some, yeah.
Yeah. So if you move closer, you'll see there's about 20 wargs with the riders.
You think Vixen's got a full supply of fireball?
I'm seeing them there, I'm going to veer off that direction.
All right. You could move a total of 48 squares. I think that was about what you moved.
My intention was to try and get to that tree line, but
Let me check the distance there.
oh, so I can't remember. That distance is where I am now, and I'm roughly somewhere over there.
So you
Looks
got,
like 44 to them.
so you got like 5 more squares you can go.
Yeah, that bit. And if I'm in for my snake or bait, what's riding on me?
Right. All right. Tomas is next. So you can see, I waved the light. For some reason, your token's not seeing it because of distance. I'm not sure how that works.
Right. So here's the next question. Casting spells from horseback, does that work? Or do we need to dismount?
Heck if I know.
Well, all right then.
Maybe you have to do a writing check. Let me check here. See if I can find anything on the Googles.
Spells while mounted is on page 157.
Oh, okay. Let's check.
You may cast a spell normally if your mount moves up to a normal move, either before or after you cast. If you have your mount move both before and after, then you're casting it while it's moving, and you need to make a concentration check. Okay.
Okay. There we go.
Either way, Vixen's in charge of the horse, so I'm gonna have, let's see, what spell would be helpful here? What spell would be helpful that I can actually reach them with, I guess is the better question, huh? I'm just gonna do a haste on the group of us that are still here.
Okay.
Let me see how many people that targets, because I can totally leave some of the mages out if I need to haste the horses more.
So,
1 creature per level. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
what's the speed of a light horse? Sorry, we need to check here. Is it 12? Yeah, it's 12, isn't it? So, if you guys are moving 24, then you'll have to make a concentration check on your haste spell.
Well, we're probably not going to. Well, the haste movement bonus will come into effect before the horse moves, so that should be fine. I'm a little confused. Impious lost his horse somewhere.
I think it ran off. It was Aramilla or something. Oh no, Aramilla ran off.
It's in these trees. Okay, there it is.
Oh, okay, found it.
All right, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then 10 because Cornelius's horse. All right, so yeah, I'm gonna haste all of us that are out here, so everyone except Aramilla.
Okie doke.
And then that's Tomas's turn because Vixen's the one driving the horse.
Gotcha. Victoria's next, yeah.
Okay, and let me double check one thing on haste. 30 extra feet of movement. Okay. So she's going to should be able to reach with a fireball. It's got like ridiculous range.
Why don't you move a little bit closer to him so you can see him?
That's fair. So I'm just gonna grab her token and put it here. She's not moving yet, but I want to be able to see where the goblets are.
There you go.
And gosh, I should know this because I'm playing her, but I don't know the dimensions on fireball.
Yeah, neither do I.
So sorry.
20-foot radius, so 40 foot in total, I think.
So like that. I'm gonna put it right here. Basically, these 4 goblin riders are getting fireballed.
Okay.
Should
Yeah,
catch
what's
all
the
4
range
of
of the
them.
fireball? That was only like 40 tiles away, right?
Yeah, it's 400 feet plus 40 feet per level, so I'm pretty darn sure that's sufficient range.
For sure. Okay. Yeah. Go ahead and roll damage 4 times.
Okay, and gosh, I treat her as a 7th level caster because it's off of her sorcerer levels, right?
Yeah, she's 7th.
There we go.
Okay, what's the save? Let me check here.
Save should be 18. Reflex.
And you said the save should be what?
18.
18. So the one saved. Okay, 35. Okay, so one of the wargs dies. Let's go ahead and then roll 4 damages for the riders.
Wow, nice roll on that last one. Holy smokes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
32
Steve would
out
be
of
impressed.
42 possible, yeah.
Okay, it looks like one of them saved.
Yep.
All but one of the goblins dies on the wargs as well.
Okay. And then
So
what was the movement on a light horse? Because I get 6 tiles from the haste, and then you said it was another 12?
you get 12 when you're moving. The base speed of the horse is 12.
Okay.
So you can just move 12 and then you don't have to do concentration checks.
Well, I do get 30 extra feet from the haste spell because the horse is hasted.
Yeah.
So there we go.
Okay, we got some wolves without riders. We got wolves with riders. Alright. Next person is Imp.
Okay, well, I still can't see these dudes.
Why don't you drag one of your dudes over closer and you'll see him.
All right. Still nothing.
Up on to the next step.
Ah. Yeah, I'll kind of do what you said there. And oh, even there it doesn't.
No, it's some kind of range thing you don't see beyond certain distance, I guess.
All right, well, the horse is there to kind of mark my place, so.
Yep.
Okay, and oh, you got the little flame marks on the ones that already got hit, huh?
Yeah, a few of them are missing riders that got cooked, and there's a couple wargs left that are damaged heavily.
And didn't you say there was like 20 total?
Yeah, there's a few less now. But yeah, if you move a lot closer, I'll let you move your token around so you can poke around and see all the wargs.
Ah, there we go. Oh, they got torches with them. God. Okay.
There's also a random dead knoll in the middle of the field. For
Oh,
some
it seems
reason.
like as long as one of your party members is over there, everybody can see it. So if you want to put
Yeah.
like a snake or something in the middle of it, it'll help everyone see.
We can just leave one of the
Anyone.
horses up
Yeah,
there.
just leave Impius in the middle, right?
Yeah, that never went poorly before, did it?
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, now
Well, it
you
kinda
can
looks
see.
like one of them, so.
You could also create like a blank token and drop it down there for us and have it be attached to our party, but not, be
Like an
any.
That's an interesting idea, yeah.
Well, yeah. All right. Imp will fireball that group.
There, you can move Impius back now.
Good old whisper here to speak.
Alright, next person to go is Theron.
Did you do Imp's fireball yet?
Oh, no, maybe not. What's he doing?
He's fireball on that little circle. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them.
Roll damage 5 times.
Yep. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, you rolled a 20 for the second roll again.
For
That's
the last one.
odd. Yeah.
Alright, so 2 of them got half damage here. Go ahead and roll damage 5 times.
3, 4, 5.
Okay, do 5 more rolls for damage, and I'll roll saves. 1 saved, okay.
Yeah, I'm wondering if there's going to be a morale check on this.
Okay, so you cooked a bunch of goblin riders, and the wargs are pretty beat up.
Oh.
Alright, now it's Theron.
All right.
Did you want to have Imp move after casting?
Yeah, might as well, right? And it was 18 titles total?
Yes.
All right. Coolio.
Gee golly, I wonder what wonderful spell Theron's going to cast.
I wonder.
Magic missile.
Yeah, exactly.
Tasha's hideous laughter.
Oh, they're further away. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I think I'm going to nail that upper group. Is that good enough for all 4 of them, Z?
Yep.
Cool.
Roll 4 dice for the wards.
1, 2, 3, 4. Breaking out the big boy damage.
Okay, what's the saving throw?
10 plus the spell is 13, and my int bonus is a 7, so 20.
Okay, so 2 saved. First 2 incinerate. Second 2 are damaged. Okay, go ahead and roll 4 more for the Goblin Riders.
That was a lot of 6s in there.
They all die. Okay, so there's 2 wargs
Yep.
left.
It really got to be like, did hell get unleashed on us or what? And then I'll do my little 18 move.
Okay, some riderless wargs. Cornelius is next.
Okay, now how far can I go if I'm charging them?
You
50
can
normal,
24 times 2, 48 squares.
I can't see them right now, but I think I remember approximately where they were. I'm going to go to, I think, I want to say it was right in here was,
Go ahead and move yourself
Yeah,
24
they were.
squares, and then you'll have 24 left.
24 is there. Okay, I'm going to ride right into the middle of them. I'll be holding the sword high up in my saddle and shouting at them to draw their attention to me and away from my companions. So I will go. There's the closest, I think is the closest one.
Okay, you get a +2 to your single attack for the charge there.
Actually, I'm going to go to the one with a guy. That'll probably put me a little bit. Yeah. Okay.
The area smells bad. Cooked goblin in a
Not bad.
ward.
That hits.
Yeah, I guess you hit.
Power.
You hitting the warg or the goblin?
I'm going for the warg. I want to take the mount out from under him. Now, I would assume I'm taller, or my warhorse is taller than it. So I think I get a +1 on that as well. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if it matters, to be honest with you.
You get a +2 for damage for this charge.
Okay.
Okay, let's see who's next. Looks like Bear Dragon.
And Bear Drac happens to be very well placed for this. I would assume he gets a single attack as well, since technically he's charging too, but
Yeah, go and make a riding check for Bear Drac.
okay. Skills. Ooh.
Yeah, that's a failure. You slide off the horse just like Lord of the Rings there. Whoa! Go ahead and make a reflex check.
Relax. That's my favorite one.
Oh, you land
That's
on
the
your
one I
feet
have
though.
the least points in.
Okay. It is next round. Everybody can roll initiative.
Bear Drac there. 1. Well, at least I get it out of the way there.
I like waiting for them to move sometimes.
Okie doke.
Not great initiative set for Tomas this time.
Looks like Victoria is first.
Oh, fun. Do the goblins look like they're still interested in fighting us, or?
They haven't even had a chance to react yet. Come on
Well, I'm still gonna ask.
now. They're getting sliced and diced is what's happening.
Well, I think there's only one appropriate solution. Liberal application of even more fireball. It's gonna
Well,
be
that was
these three
Steve's
guys.
command, so
If something can burn it.
earn it.
So those 3 guys are getting fireballed.
Go ahead and roll 3 for the wargs.
There you go.
What the heck is that? They all saved? Good.
That was
Well, all right. All 3 of the wargs saved.
That's unusual.
Now let's see if I can at least incinerate their goblins.
Okay, 2 of them saved. Go ahead and roll. You did. Okay. So, last goblin dies. So that's simplified.
And yeah, I think that's going to do it for Vix. And I don't particularly want to get too much closer because light horses get scared by combat.
Okay. You cooked a bunch of them. They're all wounded. Let's see. Cornelius is next.
okay. He's going to attack on. Yeah, he's going to go after them again.
Okay, so you can either do full attack or a regular attack.
2 full.
Alright.
Flanking. Power attack. First one did, and the
Okay.
second one fumbled.
Go ahead and roll the first damage. Okay, you take the warg out. Go ahead and roll percentile for your fumble. 84. You lose your grip and throw your weapon. It lands 30 feet from your location.
That makes sense.
So there's your sword over here, sticking out of the ground. All right, Aramilla's next.
John, you muted.
I was munching up before. I didn't realise I'm on a dog. Just mosey on a little bit round this way whilst casting, doing some clip clops to cause create call lightning.
Oh, okay.
And then just lightning bolt one at creatures. I'll go for a warg. I'll go for a riderless warg.
Okay, yeah, they're pretty wounded.
So it's 130 feet, 30 feet wide. Reflex DC 17 save. And it's
Okay, so he takes half. Go ahead and roll damage.
3d6 or 3d10, depending on whether it's rainy, shower, cloud and windy, hot or cloudy.
It's cloudy.
Cloud and wind. D10 then. 3d10. Nice. That's D10. That's 3 of them. Whoa, they're the big three. Big
Oh,
feet.
wow. It was wounded, so you kill it.
I can just cast one of them in round until I've casted 10.
Oh, okay, that's quite a few. All right,
It's not going to last that long.
Tomas is next. Oh, wait, sorry, Theron is next, and then Tomas.
I have to pop out and drop girlfriend off, so I'll be up to 15, 20 minutes at most. But if it gets back round to me again, just do another 3d10 lightning bolt at another riderless warg.
Got it, no problem.
Piece of cake. What is our range? That's a long range. Let's see. I'm just going to move a little closer. That's all I'm doing. That's simple.
What you got?
Just movement.
Oh, you're not casting anything?
Little out of range.
Alrighty.
I only load up one fireball. I prefer Scorching Ray.
Alright, then it's Tomas, I think, is next.
Alrighty. Let me see. Alright. I think I'm just gonna kind of wait and see what the wargs want to do. I mean, we fireballed the hell out of them. So
Yep.
I don't really want to blow a shadow evocation on them if they're gonna run away.
I
But
agree.
Tomas is gonna pass.
Okay, the words are next. Is it terror or bravery? Terror. Okay, that's the first group, second group, third group, fourth group.
Wow, they're going to keep coming. Okay.
Alright, some of them rallied and some of them fled.
All right.
So we got 4 wargs up around Cornelius. We're going to make the warg attacks against the horse, and we're going to make... Actually, no. We got 2 people. We got a horse, we got Cornelius, and we've got Beardrak down there.
Yeah, Beardrak's on the ground, right?
Yep. So we're going to do 1 warg and 1 goblin against Beardrak. Who's terrible miss. Then he gets to try to trip. Is that right? Or if it hits, it tries to trip. I forget how that sequence works.
For wargs,
Yeah.
oops. Works better if I spell it right.
So as a free action without making a touch
It has
attack.
to hit as the bite.
Oh, okay. It's a free action, yeah. So he tries to trip Beardrak.
If he has to hit Beardrak though.
Oh, he does?
A warg that hits with a bite attack can attempt
Oh,
to
that
trip you.
hits. Got it. Okay. So it misses. Then we've got 1 goblin on foot. Beardrak's laughs at it. Okay, then we've got 2 wargs, actually 3 wargs on the horse. Oh man, your horse might have just gotten missed all by all 3 there. What's your AC of your horse?
I think it's horse is it was pretty high actually for a horse. So 18.
Okay, yeah, they all miss it. And then the goblins try attacking Cornelia.
Even more futile.
Oh, 1 roll to crit.
I think it's natural 20.
And does he confirm? No. Okay. So he gets to roll damage, and that's it. Let's see. Oh, 7 points. Gets a lucky shot through. Okay. That's it for that. Orcs are done. Riders are done. Impious is next.
Okay. I'm going to magic missile that warg and rider. I will do 3 at the warg and 2 at the rider. I'll do the warg first.
Okay.
So that's 9 on the, because that's the
That's actually
powered
6.
spell.
Oh, you get 50% on that?
Correct. And then on the rider, 6 on the rider.
Okay.
Wow, all ones.
All ones.
Okay.
I don't want to hear Steve ever say anything ever again. Wow. Insane.
Alright. Bear Drac is next.
Okay. Bear Drac will start shouting at them in Goblin, letting them know that they should run like hell because they're going to die. He'll go after. I guess he'll go after the unwarged. I guess is the right word for it. He'll go after him first.
Okay.
And because he's a goblin, I get a +1 to attack, and
You hit him twice.
Like you need it.
so we get just attack rolls, right?
Yeah, just
Yeah,
roll 2
just attack
damages.
rolls.
Oh, don't forget you're hasted.
Oh, you get a free
Nice.
attack. Go ahead and roll 2 damages first.
1
15. You kill him.
and
He's dead.
3. And then I will turn to the. Hang on, I gotta adjust my vision. I'll just get the one. Yeah, I'll turn. Come on, turn, damn it. To this guy and take a shot at his warg underneath. Flanking. I don't have power tab. And since it's warg, I don't get the +1. 17 on the warg.
That's a hit.
Weeping at the legs.
You wounded. Okay. Everybody roll initiative. Well, I think I'm off to roll for John here. Hang on.
25. Wow, that's awesome.
Alright, Tomas is first.
Okay. So I see we have one warg coming straight for us.
Yeah, and we need rolls from Theron and... What were you saying?
I was saying, so I see we have one warg that's coming towards us.
Yes, that's correct.
So I should probably do something about that, huh? Before it spooks the horses and we all fall down. So Mr. Warg and his Goblin Rider are getting glitter dusted.
Okay. 20, what's the DC?
The DC is a 17.
Okay, so 1 save. Let me roll for the rider.